The Whiskey Throttle Show, now available on the Spot Network, an independent, standalone streaming platform, live now on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play, Android TV, most smart TVs, and all phones and tablets. Look for future live shows and specials only available on Spot Network. Download the app today on your favorite device.
Why do you think it's so damn tough? Like, what makes it so tough to run your own team? I mean, I look at even like Reedy. Here's a guy who went out at the highest level, put a team together. He was winning races. He was contending for titles, and it's like still couldn't make any money. I think he still spent a shitload of his own cash.
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I think if you look at, you got to almost compare it to NASCAR teams. You know, unfortunately, I think our sport's going there a little bit when you hear bits and pieces of people paying to ride bikes. You know, that's the way NASCAR has been forever. I mean, if you want to drive the best race car that's out there and you have enough money, you can go and drive that car.
You can pay for it.
And you know, I know a lot of guys in that industry, and they go, you know, there's so many really good, talented young drivers and drivers in general that will never get this opportunity because their parents don't have millions of dollars to get them to that point. And those teams are about making money. So it's like, I think some of the team owners in our sport are drinking that same tea. Not to say that as a young rider, you come up through the ranks, you're ready to move that you're not going to get a job. But I think
some of those seats may be filled with a guy who can pay for it.
Right. So, I mean, it's the change.
Well, and I think also, too, do you think just starting a team and you know, even if you hire the best guys, you're just not going to come off the couch and start to win right away. I mean, I think, you know, and not in today, like when Mitch started his team, right? Like that was a whole different, everything was a different era. Like now it's like, let's go start a team. Would you expect us to go out and win, even if we have endless amounts of dough and hire all the best guys? That's just, you're racing against, you know, the teams and people that have just been there forever, you know. I don't see it happening. It takes, say, 5 years. And then you'd be like, okay, like when Yamaha decided to step back when they pulled their team and then they decided to come back in. I mean, if you asked me straight up, can they win? I would have said no. They're gonna have learning year. They're gonna have to get all that everything back up and running. You just don't shut the factory off and then start it back up and start to just
and have the best team.
No, I don't. You know, I think it takes time to build those teams to go winning.
I wish they could. I mean, you know, I know there was that time. I don't know. We'll say 07, 06 when there was opportunities for a lot of younger riders, way more than there was. You know, I mean, in our time, right? There was 4 major manufacturers. If you were part of those, you were making money. Mm-hmm. But if you weren't, I mean, you were trying to, right, you were to where now, I mean, look how many opportunities and teams there are. Still not as good as I don't think it was 06, 07 or, but, you know, back then the odds of a kid really making it were pretty damn slim to none, to where I feel like now maybe it's a little greater because there's more place for them to go, but still, what's going to happen when you start paying to be there?
What's making it though? You know, like I could, for me, I have a little different outlook of it maybe than others, but I think making it is being able to put some money away, not just pay your yearly bills.
Right.
Yeah.
Making it is like, okay, this is a job, and I'll be able to, you know, hopefully when I'm done with my career, be able to walk away with $500,000 in the bank. Okay, now you have a platform starting, not like, you know, then it's like, hey, I'm going to quit racing and I'm going to go to work at McDonald's, because we all know that there's not a lot, or you work in the industry or, you know.
And that happens to a million guys. And this
a lot of
no
them.
knock on them, but if you look at Adam Enticknap or Alex Ray, is that making it? I mean, these guys are making mains, some of them through the year.
And some of them are making money.
Are they?
Meaning money to pay their bills, but they're not putting anything in the bank.
They're not getting ahead.
Is it worth the money, the risk per reward, right?
No.
That's where I have a hard time wrapping my head around that.
And I don't remember the riders, but, you know, again, it goes back to winning, right? If you're in the top 3, 4, you're in the race, you're happy. But these guys that can consistently get 12th or 13th or 6th or wherever their zone is, I'm like, how can you do that? How can you keep wanting to go and go? And more than likely, you're never going to win, or you're not going to break top 5. And they go, well, this is the deal. So we make money here. Team is happy. We're riding at, let's say, 75 or 85%. But if we go at that next, now we raise the risk of getting hurt. And then if we get hurt, we don't make any money because we have to go home and sit. So they're like, this is our comfort zone right here.
And it's a lifestyle. Like, grew up like we did, so it's like.
Yeah, so if they're able to put, I don't think it's going to set them up for the rest of their life, but they're making money. That gave me a different respect for them because I didn't understand how they could keep doing that. And it's like, well, this is.
I tell guys though, I say, look, chase the dream, give it a few hard years of pushing, but if you aren't on the radar for a good team at that point, there's a lot of life left after this.
But I hate to say that though. If these guys to start thinking that way, there's gonna be 10 gates open.
Yeah, I know.
It's only 22 in Supercross. There's gonna be,
I know.
Yeah.
Where's we got a 10-man field.
I'm just looking at for the benefit of those people. I don't want to see them get hurt and get started with whatever's next right now.
Well, we all know that it's. To qualify for a main event, it's worth a lot more than they're getting paid out at the end of the night.
Big time.
Which I know is a sore subject, but that's
it's a travesty that guys
our racing should be able to. The main event should pay like on the way down. Like to win Supercross, $12,500. I mean,
it should be $5-6 grand for just getting in. I would say,
yeah,
right?
That's a sore.
Because
really
that way, if a guy can just make mains,
you're winning a 450 main event. Should be $100 grand, I would think, right? Now what's it cost to rent the stadiums? There's a whole underlying issue there that we don't know about. I don't know what it costs to rent that stadium, and then they don't get any of the beer and food money, and then I don't know all those things. But
we need a line item.
Yeah, we need a
sheet here.
Dave, send it over.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean, like. It's got to make more sense, for these guys to do it. And I think
there's a lot of sponsors. I mean, we know Monster's putting in money, Fly Racing, all of these companies are putting this into that. There has to be more there for the riders. I know that's a big subject in this whole thing, but
there's a lot.
It's another day, right?
We need to fix.
That's a whole.
There's a lot of things we're going to fix here.
Thanks for watching the Whiskey Throttle Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell to get alerts for all the latest content. Follow us on Twitter at W_Throttle_Show and on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Whiskey Throttle Show.